Now we are starting paper EL 4501, EL 4501, Unit 4, paper EL 4501, Unit 4, and lecture number 4. And lecture 4. Here we are discussing about the low pass RC circuit. Here we are discussing about the low pass RC circuit. The circuit diagram of the low pass RC circuit is given as this is your input R, this is your C, this is your output. Output voltage VO, this is the resistance, capacitance, and the flow of current is like this, small I. Input source voltage VI. We are applying this. This is the low pass RC circuit. Now from the figure, a low pass RC circuit, since the reactance of the capacitor C decreases with the increasing frequency, reactance of capacitor, that means one type of the resistance of the capacitor decreases with increasing frequency, why it is so that the reactance Xc is equal to 1 upon j omega c, it is equal to 1 upon j 2 pi f into c. Omega means 2 pi f. So when the frequency increases, the Xc, what happen in Xc? Decreases, right? In this way, since the reactance of the capacitor C decreases when the frequency increases, this circuit pass low frequency readily but attenuate the high frequency. So what happen when we are increasing the frequency, then the very much higher greater than value of the reactance is takes place. Hence the circuit act as a low pass filter, because by decreasing with the increasing frequency, reactance of the capacitor decreases. Hence this circuit pass low frequency readily but attenuates the high frequency. Hence the circuit act as a low pass filter. That means it only pass low frequency component and it reject all the other high frequency component. Now we discuss about the response of the circuit to various types of the input signal. So as we know that we have two signals in our syllabus, sine wave and square wave. In the high pass filter last lectures, we discussed the what happen when the sine wave is applied, what happen in the square wave is applied to the input of the circuit. In high pass also, when we are applying sine wave, we can get the final equation with the help of mathematical. And when in high pass filter, when we apply square wave, we discuss about the how this type of the waveform we are getting at the output. Same thing here in low pass filter, when we are applying sine wave, what happen? In low pass filter, when we are applying square wave, what happen in the output? So now we see what happened in the output. What is our input? Input signal. When the input signal is sine wave, what happened? So when we are applying sine wave, then we get the final equation with the help of mathematical treatment, as we are see in the last lecture of the high pass filter. So we consider what is our signal. Let the input is equal to, it is equal to Vi, and it is equal to, we consider that Vi it is equal to Vim sine omega t. This is our input signal, where Vim shows us the amplitude, omega shows us the frequency, it is nearly equal to 2 pi f, and t is our time per second, and waveform is equal to sine wave, right? So we discuss about the equation Vi. Vi is the input signal, Vim is the amplitude of the input signal, sine that means it shows the which type of the signal we are applying, omega it is nothing but it is equal to 2 pi f, and it shows the frequency, and t is equal to time. For different value of time, what is the value of frequency? Then we can see from the graph, from the circuit input side, then Vi is equal to IR plus I into reactance of capacitor. This is equal to IR plus I into reactance of the capacitor. That means it is equal to I upon j omega c. I upon j omega c. So we finally put I is equal to Vi upon R plus 1 upon j omega c. This is the current flowing through the circuit. So that output across the C will be, what is the output across the C? If instead of C there is a R, then VO is equal to IR. But when it is equal to C, then VO is equal to I into reactance of C. That means output voltage across C is equal to VO IR. I and R that means reactance of the capacitor, that means 1 upon j omega c. I into 1 upon j omega c. Right? What is I? I is equal to Vi upon this. So put this value of I here, then this is equal to Vi upon R plus 1 upon j omega c, 1 upon j omega c into this 1 upon j omega c. So finally we get VO is equal to, finally we get VO is equal to Vim sin omega t, Vim sin omega t upon 1 plus j omega cr, and this is equal to nothing but Vom sin omega t. This is our equation A. This is our equation A. See here, we are putting the value of Vi. Vi is equal to Vim sin omega t. So instead of Vi, we use Vim sin omega t. 1 upon R plus 1 upon j omega c divided by R divided by R 1 upon j omega c divided by R, j omega c into R. Right? So in this way, we are getting this final equation, and we know that if Vi is equal to Vim sin omega t, then Vo is equal to Vom sin omega t. So we put this Vo is equal to Vom sin omega t. In this way we are getting this equation, right? Now here be remember that what is your Vom? Vom is equal to modulus of Vom e raised to j theta, e raised to j theta, and it is also equal to modulus of VOM cos theta, modulus of VOM cos theta plus j modulus of VOM sin theta, j modulus of VOM sin theta. So be careful, this you must remember. We know that VOM it is equal to modulus of VOM e raised to j theta, and it is equal to modulus of VOM cos theta plus j modulus of VOM sin theta. That means this is divided into two parts. This is your real part and this is your imaginary part. So the above equation we can convert it into the form of real part and imaginary part, and we get the final equation. That means equation A is written as modulus of VOM it is equal to modulus of VOM e raised to j theta, and this is equal to VIM 1 plus j omega c r. From equation A, here VOM is equal to this, or we can also write in terms of real part and imaginary part, modulus of VOM cos theta plus j modulus of VOM sin theta, it is equal to nothing but it is equal to VIM upon 1 plus j omega c r. 1 plus j omega c r. Now, to simplify this, we multiplied both the side 1 minus j omega cr upon 1 minus j omega cr. That means this is divided by this is equal to 1. So there is no change in this, but here 1 plus j omega cr, 1 minus j omega cr, that means 1 square minus j square omega square r square c square, right? So we can write final equation, this is equal to VIM into 1 minus j omega cr divided by 1 plus omega square c square r square, omega square c square r square, because we know that j square is equal to minus 1, because we know that j square is equal to minus 1, and this is equal to modulus of VOM cos theta plus j modulus of VOM sin theta. Now we compare the real part and imaginary part here. We compare the real part and imaginary part here. So this is your real part, compare with the real part of here, and this is your imaginary part, compare with the imaginary part of here. We get modulus of VOM cos theta, it is equal to modulus of VOM cos theta, it is equal to VIM upon 1 plus omega square c square r square, 1 plus omega square c square r square. And imaginary part, we compare imaginary part, we get VOM sin theta is equal to modulus of VOM sin theta, it is equal to minus omega RC minus omega CR into VM divided by 1 plus omega square c square r square. So we compare the real part here, left hand side real part, right hand side real part. Again compare the left hand side imaginary part, right hand side imaginary part. We get this is our real part, modulus of VOM cos theta is equal to this, and imaginary part modulus of VOM sin theta it is equal to this. Now if we are taking instead of theta we are taking minus theta, then modulus of VOM cos of minus theta it is equal to modulus of VOM cos of minus theta it is equal to VIM upon 1 plus omega square c square r square, because we know that cos of minus theta it is equal to, there is no change in the sign, and also sine of minus theta and modulus of VOM sine of minus theta it is equal to, that means it is equal to sine of minus theta minus 1, cos of minus theta plus 1. So there is no change here, but here the sign, instead of negative we write down positive, omega cr Vim upon 1 plus omega square c square r square. So in this way we are getting cos of minus theta and sine of minus theta, real part when the theta is equal to minus theta, and imaginary part when the theta is equal to minus theta. So that from the above equation we can write this is our equation 1, this is our equation 2, then cos square theta plus sine square theta it is equal to 1. We know that sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So from this 1 square plus equation 1 square plus equation 2 square and compare this, then we are getting that modulus of VOM is equal to, it is equal to VIM upon 1 plus omega square c square r square raised to 1 by 2, raised to 1 by 2. See here, this square modulus of VOM square cos square minus theta plus modulus of VOM square sin square minus theta, it is equal to this square plus this square, and we common out the common parameter, we are getting the final equation modulus of VOM it is equal to this, and if equation 1 divided by equation 2, if equation 1 divided by equation 2, sorry, equation 2 divided by equation 1, we get tan theta, we get tan theta, and we can write tan of minus theta it is equal to, tan of minus theta it is equal to omega cr, or we can write theta is equal to minus tan inverse omega cr. This is our final equation, modulus of VOM, this is your small a, and this is your equation small b. When equation 2 is divided by equation 1, this divided by this, that means sine of minus theta upon cos of minus theta, VOM cancel thase, and this divided by this, we are getting the tan of minus theta it is equal to omega cr, or we can say theta is equal to minus tan inverse omega cr, right? What happened next? Next is, now we get the final value of tan of minus theta, or theta is equal to this. Hence, this theta should be taken as minus theta in the above equation. Here we take theta should be taken as minus theta in equation, in above equation, for VOM, so that VOM is equal to modulus of VOM e raised to minus j theta, and the output voltage will be and output voltage output voltage will be given as VO is equal to VOM sin omega t. It is equal to modulus of VOM e raised to minus j theta sin omega t. It is equal to modulus of VOM sin omega t minus theta. This is your equation B. This is your equation B. This equation B shows that the output voltage lags behind the input voltage. That means omega t minus theta. This is behind the input voltage. So we can write, therefore, output voltage from equation B, we can say that output voltage lags behind the input voltage by an angle theta. This is the main point of this theory. From the equation B, we can say that output voltage lags behind the input voltage by an angle theta, minus theta, that means behind પાછળ છે theta degree. Further, the ratio of the peak value of the output voltage to the input voltage is given by the ratio output voltage to the input voltage is given by VOM upon VIM. It is equal to 1 upon 1 plus j omega CR. 1 upon 1 plus j omega CR. I repeat, 1 upon VOM upon VIM, it is equal to 1 upon 1 plus j omega CR. And this equation, it is coming from the starting of the theory, right? When we are starting in the theory, we write, see the figure, and in this figure, we write down here VO is equal to I, and from this I is equal to VI upon R plus 1 upon j omega C. So the output across C, we write down modulus of VOM e raised to j theta, and from this real part and imaginary part. So from the equation A, this we get from equation A, starting of theory. So here, when we are taking, if omega 2 it is equal to 1 upon RC, if omega 2 it is equal to 1 upon RC, then above equation is given as VOM upon VIM, it is equal to 1 upon 1 plus j omega upon omega 2, omega upon omega 2. Hence we can write VOM, hence we can write VOM upon VIM, it is equal to 1 upon 1 plus omega square upon omega 2 square raised to 1 by 2 raised to 1 by 2 angle minus theta. Angle, this known as angle minus theta, where theta is equal to tan inverse omega upon omega 2. So from this we can write down this. We can also write VOM upon VIM, it is equal to 1 upon 1 plus, instead of omega we are putting 2 pi f. Instead of omega 2 we are putting 2 pi f2. So we get 1 plus f upon f2 square whole raised to 1 by 2 angle tan inverse f upon f2. This is our final equation G. This is our final equation G. So what we are getting from this? What we are getting from this? We get this. Here F2 is equal to 1 upon 2 pi RC is known as upper cutoff frequency, is known as upper cutoff frequency at which this ratio holds to 70.7%. This ratio holds to 70.7% of its maximum value. The variation of ratio VOM upon VIM as a function of f upon f2 is shown in the figure. See the figure. So this is the low frequency, output is there. When the frequency increases, output decreases, and we are getting this type of the structure. This is your tan, this is your 0.1, this is your 0.2, this is your 0.5, this is your 1, this is your 2, this is your 3, this is your 5, this is your 10. This is nothing but it is f upon f2 in the y-axis and VOM upon VIM in the y-axis. This is x-axis. Here the gain 0.2, 0.5, 0.7, like this, and this is your 1. This is the graph showing this figure is nothing but the graph showing gain as a function of frequency. Gain as a function of frequency, right? From this figure, we observe that gain at high frequency is dropped to lowest value whereas it is unity at low frequency. So from this graph, when frequency is low, we get unity gain. When frequency is high, then when the frequency is high, it is dropped to lowest value. This complete your this theory. When the high pass filter circuit is connected, sorry, low pass filter circuit is connected, and we are applying sinusoidal wave, then this type of the mathematical equations through we get the value of upper cutoff frequency, and this is the final graph. When the frequency is low, in low frequency region we are getting the unity gain, but when the frequency is increases, then the gain decreases. That's all. Thank you.